Hello everyone, welcome to Simple Solutions. My name is Karam and today we'll be studying Pakistan Studies History Section 2. Alright, so Section 2 is the lengthiest section in the whole syllabus of Pakistan Studies History Cambridge. It is the longest section. It covers the period from 1905 to 1947. So it basically covers it basically goes from the partition of Bengal to independence in 1947. All right, it's the lengthiest section and it is also the most important section. About 90% of your paper is going to be from this section, so it is essential that you know every nook and cranny of it and you're well prepared so that you can inshallah get good grades in your exams. All right, so today obviously this is a very long section. Uh, I can't really I can't really the tell it or explain it all in one video. So this video is going to be divided into several different parts, which I will be uploading over time. All right. So today we're going to cover the first topic, which is the partition of Bengal in 1905. All right. So the partition of Bengal happened in 1905, and basically what it was that the British divided Bengal into two parts. The main reason for this was the Bengal was the largest province in the subcontinent. It had a population of 54 million, and out of that, 42 million of the inhabitants were Hindus, and so the British were having administrative problems in running Bengal efficiently, and so that is why they decided to partition it into two parts. The main question you're going to get is actually the reasons. The only question that really comes from this topic is why Bengal was partitioned in 1905, or what were the reasons of the partition of Bengal, and it's going to be a 7 mark question, right? It's going to be a 7 mark question, so we're gonna need three points to explain. The first point is this administrative efficiency. Because it had a large population, the British found it difficult to administrate it efficiently, right? The other point could be that they wanted to give more relaxation and power to the Muslims. This was because this can be credited to the role played by Sayyid Ahmad Khan, who helped to remove the misunderstandings between the Muslim and the British. ठीक है ना? This helped the Muslims realize. This helped the British realize that the Muslims had been victimized after the War of 1857, and so they should be given advantage in this new, which the advantage was given to them in the form of the partition, because they were given their own land. The East Bengal was given to the Muslims, right? So I'm just gonna write that down because of better relations with the Muslims, the British wanted to help the Muslims. After you must add the Sayyid part, right? You want to like stretch it out to 5 or 6 lines per paragraph. And please ignore the grammar errors. I'm not really fixing them because I'm just giving you the general idea of how you should approach this topic. If you just memorize these three reasons and you're good at writing them, I think it would be enough, but you should at least read the topic on your own as well after this. All right. Now we've covered two reasons. The first reason was for the administrative efficiency, and the second reason was because the British now had better relations with the Muslims, and now knew that they had been victimized in the 1857 war, and so they wanted to help the Muslims. So another point could be that they also wanted to break the power of the Hindus in many parts of India, and Bengal was the perfect example that followed and Bengal was the perfect example of this, because it could easily be controlled by Hindu extremists and Hindu landlords who were already oppressing the Muslims, right? So another point would be to break to break the power of Hindus. All right. If you want to, for example, and I have explained it over here, and I can give you an example. So you could write this point like this. They wanted to break the power of the Hindus in many parts of India, and Bengal was the perfect example. And so they followed their policy of divide and rule in those areas. The area of Bengal could easily be controlled by the Hindu extremists and landlords who were already oppressing the Muslims in the who had already been oppressing the Muslims. ठीक है ना? So that's how you can write these 3 points, and these 3 points would be enough to write in a 7 mark question. But just in case you might get a 10 mark question on this, so just in case, I will give you a fourth point if you want to substitute it for some of the points that you didn't understand. Another point that could be there was a geographical reason, because Bengal was the easternmost part of their empire, of the British Empire, uh, and by giving the Hindu majority areas under the Muslims, for example, the East Bengal would be given, was given under the Muslims with the partition, right? So by giving the Hindu majority areas under the Muslims, the British wanted to cut down the Hindu majority and make them an isolated minority. I know this point is a bit technical, the vocabulary is a bit high, but it is a good point. It's a very solid point, if you ask me, right? So they wanted to make them an isolated minority. It was also a major earning zone, so the British could not bear the loss of the same. All right. So it basically boils down to just breaking Hindu power, but it's a bit, extended. It's an extended version of this point, kind of. So I'm gonna write it here in short form, and that would be the geographical reason. Geographical reason to make Hindus into an isolated minority by putting them under the geographical reason to make Hindus into an isolated minority by putting them under the Muslims, by putting them under the Muslims, so that, yeah, I think this is enough. Yeah. So yeah, these are the four reasons for the partition of Bengal. After this, the after this will my in the next video we'll be studying what is it? The Simla deputation, right? The Simla delegation of 1906. Stay tuned in for that. I would probably be posting it in a day or two very soon, because I want to cover the section as fast as possible. And yeah, that's it. Be sure to let me know if you understood this video. If there are any suggestions that you would like to give, be sure to let me know in the comments. Subscribe, like, whatever it is. I'm just here to make history easier for you, right? I would also like to make videos on other subjects. So if you're interested in that, also let me know. So I hope you understood. We'll go over here a quick recap once again. We were studying section 2, 1905 to 47, covers everything from the partition of Bengal to independence in 1947. And so the basic gist of the partition was that it took place in 1905, and the British divided Bengal into two parts, because it was the largest province in the subcontinent, had a population of 54 million, 42 million of which were Hindus, and 12 million only were Muslims. So the reasons were because of the administrative efficiency. The Bengal was very densely populated, and so British found it hard to administer it effectively. They also now wanted to help the Muslims, as they now had better relations with the Muslims, thanks to Sir Syed Ahmad Khan's efforts in removing misunderstandings between the Muslims and the British. So the British wanted to help the Muslims who had been victimized in the 1857 war. They also wanted to break the power of the Muslims, especially in areas such as Bengal, which was the main foreign, which was responsible for earning a large amount of revenue for the British government. They wanted to break in the power in these areas. All right, and the last was that there were geographical reasons. So the British thought that by putting the Hindus into an by putting the Hindus under the Muslims, they would make them an isolated minority, so they won't be able to take back the areas from the British. So that's basically it. If you want any further explanation, just let me know in the comments, and I'll personally reply to you and help you in your personal problems. So with that, thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and bye bye.